South's commercial bill flamethrower. Bossman in the BAM. WBOSS Bossman Radio.
Live from the Peach Pit in historic Bruton, Alabama. It's drive time with your hosts, DJ and KJ.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hump Day. The best day of your life. Good morning and welcome to Drive Time, brought to you exclusively by Jim Peach Motors and Peach Chevrolet. Good morning, Hot Rod. Alicia Nelson in as well. Good morning, Alicia. Kathy Tolan. Good morning, Kathy. Becky Whitfield in. Daniel Smith in. Good morning, Daniel. Sherry Weaver. Tracy Steele. Brandon Thompson. Bryce Egerton. Terry Beasley. Good morning to each of you. JP, the coach, in. Good morning, Coach. Naomi Lindsay. Retro. Good morning, Retro. Carolyn Hart. Cindy Fleming. Good morning, Cindy. Randy Champion. Miss James in. Good morning, Miss Glenda. Renee Johnson in also. Miss Chamberlain in. Good morning, Miss Janie. Miss C. Mark Miller in. Good morning, Mark. There he is. T-Bone. Good morning, T-Bone. Doug O'Barr. Good morning. Clobber and Rob. Can't wait to see you later tonight. But good morning as we speak now. Good morning, Jennifer Parker. Elena Foster Folsom in as well. Good morning, Elena. Denise Finley. Good morning. Marshall Bracken. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Monica Williams Graydon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's happening? What's going on this morning, DJ?
Hump Day. Best day of your life, man. Getting ready for the storm.
Getting ready. Is it supposed to storm today?
This weekend, I think starting maybe this afternoon and through the weekend.
Man, it kind of puts a little damper on Memorial Day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could. Depending on where you're going to be, I guess.
You got some big plans for Memorial Day weekend?
Well, I tentatively do. We were heading down to the coast, heading down to Destin after graduation, but we'll make a few phone calls and see how dicey it may get.
I mean, it can't be that bad, right? I mean,
it's like a tropical storm.
Oh, it's going to have a name.
Yeah.
Oh, well, possibly. That shows you how much I keep up with the weather and the news. Listen,
hey man, I'm on Bossman Radio. If I don't hear it there, I don't know what's going on.
That's me. And secondly, if 4391 don't tell you about it, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know about it.
But it's they're talking about flooding, high winds, the whole 9 yards.
Did Trustmark Bank tell you that?
No, I saw it on I think it was CNN.
Well, I guess I'm old school. So, thank you, Terry. I guess I'm old school. I'm still stuck on the whole 4391. Good morning, Chef Adam, and a happy belated birthday. We completely got sidetracked yesterday with the Kenny stories and forgot to tell Chef Adam we hope he had a happy birthday and hope you did have a happy birthday yesterday. I'm sure that you took it real easy and didn't do very much. So, but no, we don't need a storm. It's kind of early in the season to get started. Is it not? I mean, you were kind of in that business there for
June
at
1
a time.
Is the official hurricane season.
June 1.
June 1.
So if we're getting started May 23rd, that's probably not a good sign, is it?
Getting a good jump on it. Yep.
Yeah.
We also have another birthday we need to celebrate today.
Whose is that?
P.W. Crumpton.
Across the big pond.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Paul. Hope you have a big time over there. Listen, what better place to party than where he's at?
Yeah, T-Bone's talking about a lot of purple rain this weekend.
Man, I got to say, did you see that video last night?
About 15 times.
I want to tell you, me and Jess, we cried. I mean, he said that was the warm-up for Mitt to come on at 10.
It actually answered a decade, maybe 20-year question that I'd had. It answered a question for me that I've had for 20 years.
What was the question?
What happened to the lead singer of Sexual Chocolate?
Well, there he was.
He's back.
He's back. What?
Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual Chocolate.
You all look so lovely tonight.
My favorite part of that movie is, I want you to tie that knot. I want you to love each other because if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right.
He said Gilligan from the guy.
That is a classic. We got to get some one-liners from that movie,
That's
man.
a great movie.
That is a great one. I forgot about that movie. I not forgot, but I'm saying we got to get some one-liners from that movie. I mean, we've got some from.
You big dummy.
That's Fred G. Sanford.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we got some Buford T. We got.
Watch it, sucker.
We got Aunt Esther in. We got, of course,
Take me outside. How about that?
and my personal favorite.
Winning.
Well, I take that back. My personal favorite would be.
I thought I'd get a little compassion and sympathy from y'all.
Hey, pal.
That's number
Let me
one.
tell you something, man. If you think it's over, it ain't over. I like that little video he did, a little iMovie video with a little dandelion blowing in the wind. Did you like that?
Well, I can tell you, and it has not been released yet. I can tell you what my favorite video of all time is going to be.
Him rolling up that bale of hay up
Like
there.
a bale of hay.
Yeah. And then getting up with that, won't know if anybody had some first aid kit.
That's it.
You ever seen anybody get that worried about bleeding?
Well, when we were spilling as much as he was, it was a concern.
Man, looked like he was on blood thinner, didn't he?
Man, he was bleeding out.
He was. Don't worry, T-Bone. We're not going to tell anybody. Circle of trust, man.
Yeah, circle of trust.
Circle of trust. The circle's right there.
Yeah.
You look at that circle right there.
Good morning, Chevy Ann.
Yeah. Good morning, Chevy Ann.
Coming to America. Great movie.
Coming to America. Yes. And it is a great movie. If you haven't ever seen it, you need to check it out.
Be a good weekend to watch
It
it.
would be a great weekend to watch it. So what is the name of this storm? Or have
It
they?
has not been named as a. The report I saw said it was a 50-50 chance that it would actually turn into a tropical storm.
Right. Manasco, that boy's good. Real good. Remember all three guys sitting out there?
Oh, yeah.
Rob said that dude singing has a face for radio and a voice for newspaper.
There you go.
That's a pretty good analogy. Good morning to you, Larry Murphy.
Good morning, Shannon Odom. Also want to congratulate all the graduates at WS Neal last night. Shannon had a son that walked across and picked up his diploma as well. Exciting time for them.
Yes,
Excited for them.
Had a big night and
The Hurricanes are going to do it Thursday and the Tigers on Friday.
That's right. That's right. Good morning, Steve White. I've always wanted to kick this show off with that good morning, Vietnam. The Robin Williams thing.
Yeah.
That was that guy could be half dead. He's kind of like you. You can walk in here half dead, or anywhere for that matter, half dead, and as soon as the thing goes green, it's like you just all of a sudden transform into this. I don't really know who to compare you to.
I like to have a good time.
Who was it that did the aliens are coming thing? Orson Welles.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's it. Remember, he had this whole country freaked out.
He had them turned upside down.
He did. But now listen,
I forgot to recognize JP the coach this morning. He's having an anniversary today.
well, happy anniversary, JP.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yes, sir. Happy anniversary. And you have a good one there, Rebecca. Look at there, T-Bone. Oh, that's sweet of you, T-Bone. So, congratulations to all the graduates. And we are happy that they got to do their thing. And also, I can tell you, at the end of this week, life will change for these seniors and they will move on down life's highway and do things and look to do big things. And of course, I always, I like change. A lot of people don't like change. I like change. And let me tell you why. We live in a world of change. If you're not willing to change right now with the times we live in, you better get ready.
It's inevitable.
It is. Good morning, Mallory Stanley. Patrick Davenport in this morning. Jackson Thomas, Jesse James. I'll tell you what, man, it is. Jennifer Smith, good morning to you. They had an anniversary yesterday. Danny and Jennifer did. Mm-hmm. And hope you all had a great one as well. And but you know, there's Miss Sandra Robertson. Yeah, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
But you know, yeah, I remember somewhat back in those days graduating, and you know, it was just a different time. You know, I mean, when you graduate, when you're in school, you know what you're going to do 5 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a summer to look forward to being off. You know what these seniors need to realize now is there really is no off time anymore. I mean, the off time obviously is when you get off of work or off of school. But did you go to school during summer?
I actually did.
College. I did too.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying, you know,
Stokes starts tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
He graduates on Friday, but he starts at the junior college tomorrow.
So there's no laying up all summer and having a good time and a big old time and all this kind of stuff.
Good morning, Martha.
Let me ask you this. So is he doing that just to kind of get a jump on things, or
Yes, he's taking a math class and maybe an English class, I think is what he signed up for, or a lit class possibly.
Now, when will they start practicing? Will they do that over the summer or working out? They
have a Coach Blevins has sent out a workout packet of things they're expected to do, and the kind of shape they're supposed to arrive in August, but they won't have formal team activities until the fall.
I got you. But they
kind of on your own.
So they still do. They have fall games as well,
yeah.
and then the actual games start in the spring. Is that correct?
In February.
Now, have they had? And I'm asking out of just ignorance because I don't know. I don't read much of the newspapers and that type of thing. Like you said, if it doesn't come off Bossman Radio or one of these groups or pages that we have, I don't really know much about it. But have they had a team like they've had in the past that maybe is content? You know, I know a few times they've had teams. They won the World Series.
They won the World Series back in the 90s. And
yes.
2 years ago, they were very good. They made the state tournament. I think made it into the third day of the state tournament play. And, you know, Coach Blevins has some challenges here in terms of resources
sure.
and things that he
sure.
can work with. But, yeah, they're about every other year. They're in the middle of it.
Do they I mean, do you kind of have you being up on the things that you stay up on, do you kind of have a scouting report of what kind of team they're going to be putting on the field this coming season?
This next year, they're going to be freshman heavy. I think they're going to have 6 sophomores returning, so they'll be very young, which, you know, means there's a lot of opportunity there. If you go out and work hard and can prove yourself, there's opportunity to play, but they will be young. So they will probably, like most young teams, get better as the season goes on.
I'll tell you, Coach Brent Boyd told me that one of the greatest
yes, Terry,
athletic catches or athletic feats he's ever seen happened. He was playing, I don't remember who actually he was, I think he may have been watching or may have been playing, I'm not sure. But anyway, he was playing against, I think, either JD or something, and I'm not sure what he was doing there, but he said he watched Jason Madden come from left field all the way to just about right center, dive, and catch a baseball. And he said it to this day is probably one of the most athletic things he has ever witnessed.
Jason Madden was amazing.
He said the same thing.
He was amazing.
And now I want you to think about that team that Jason Madden was on at JD. That team, I mean, honestly, I don't know where they went or how far they made it, but I can tell you this, they should have made it a ways.
They were good. He was certainly a big part of it. Stacked
up and loaded, you know. But you know what's funny about that? As you look back on your years in school, my years in school, even, you know, after that, look at all, and I'm talking Neal, I'm talking Miller, I'm talking at JD, all of the talent that, you know, went from Miller and Neal to JD, they had some loaded baseball teams over there. You know, they really did.
Talent rich right here.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is a debate that's probably saved for a later, you know, maybe a later day, but, you know, what kind of teams would be put on the field if these two school systems were, and I know this is probably, I'm fixing to get off on something we probably shouldn't get off on, but I mean, it's not controversial. I mean, it obviously, it speaks to our great community. What type of athletic program would you have if you had Bruton City School System, obviously T.R. Miller and W.S. Neal School System combined? Would there be anybody in the state that could compete with most any of those athletic programs?
It would be a powerhouse. It would certainly be a juggernaut. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that we would load up on a bus and run Hoover off the field. That, to be honest with you, probably wouldn't happen. But if we fell in the 6A,
I bet they could play with them.
If we fell in the 6A classification, then it'd be trouble.
I bet they could play with them. I mean, I'm just telling you, I bet they could play with them.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to tell you, that would be something to be seen. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen and that's what we're advocating. I don't mean that. I'm just saying hypothetically, it would be something.
Oh, it'd be something.
I mean, it really would. Several years. This has always been like the Civil War.
I think in baseball we'd beat them all in any classification.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I mean, could you imagine your rotation was Booker and Joyner and Trip Owens? Trip Floyd.
Hunter Britton.
I mean, it'd be ugly.
Yeah.
Have Husky sitting there waiting in the wings. Connor Moy waiting in the wings. That'd be trouble.
That'd be a rough lineup. Good morning, Booker. I think they're over.
Morning, Booker.
Were they in Lafayette? Is that right? Is that where I saw?
I hadn't seen your most recent post.
I think I saw where y'all at this morning. Lafayette, I think. I saw some pictures that you had put up. Looked like that's where y'all were. Again, I'm not saying, that's one thing we should do or shouldn't do. I'm just saying that would be I've always thought about that. Coach Cotton and I had a lot of conversations about that. And he said the same thing. He said he didn't think very many people could play with him.
It'd be tough. Good morning, Darren. Channelview, Texas.
How about that? Good morning, Darren. Sarah Williamson, good morning to you. Coach Edge. Good morning, Coach Edge.
Jags play at 9. That's an early kickoff. 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
First pitch.
Wow.
Good luck to the Jags.
Coach Edge, I guess, is getting ready to head over towards Dothan.
I tell you, he's getting there just in time. Coach Riggs ruptured his Achilles tendon.
No.
Yes, he's already had surgery.
I didn't know that.
That's an extensive rehab and recovery.
Sure.
I think he's going to be down for quite some time, so I'm sure he will lean on Coach Edge and Coach Brundage to kind of run that summer program, and
sure,
they will be welcomed additions to that staff.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's out. Coach is out.
I noticed. I normally see Coach and Miss Becky walking in the neighborhood on Sundays. If they're around in town or what have you. Hadn't seen them, so that kind of makes sense.
I think, I don't want to misspeak here, but I think he did it at one of the practices, maybe even the spring game, celebrating with the player. I mean, just a real freaky deal.
Wow.
Getting excited about a guy making a play and did a little chest bump or something. When he came down, there it went.
Wow. Mitch Radash, good morning. He's uppish.
I know the feeling.
Naomi Lindsay, I only 24 years old. I must have missed a comment up here or something.
That was with Cozy.
Oh.
The train.
Is talking about Michael Cozy?
I think it's his son, maybe.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's terrible. 24 on a ventilator and can't walk.
Good morning, Susie.
Yeah, I hate to hear that about Coach Riggs as well. That's especially just a freak.
I didn't know that. Coach McAnally's in the ICU with the blood clot as well. He, of course, was a coach here for many years, been over at Thomasville, I think, as a principal or maybe assistant principal.
Yeah, that's right.
But certainly a friend to many in our area. And
we still, Coach still does a lot of business with us. Great friend.
I hate to hear that about Coach Mack.
Yeah, me too.
Michael's nephew. All right. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry. Yeah. That is
our brother, maybe now we're getting
brother. Okay. I don't know if Dwayne King was in yesterday to hear that story about the pool, but I wish he'd have been come up. I wish he'd have come up there and helped cut that hole in that liner and do all the rest of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jessica told me last night that she hadn't. Last time she seen me and you get that tickle was the Grease show.
That was I had some soreness through here, and I can tell you this. I will never, as long as I live, sit down around you if we're eating and look at you and say, every bite.
Well,
you want it? You got it.
Here's the deal.
Every bite.
You mentioned about going on a road trip. I tell you what we need to do.
Oh.
We just need to go. I tell you what we need to do. We need to go down to the beach one weekend and have them come down, and you can just be around it for a weekend.
I'd be scared to order.
No, and you'll leave there. Let me tell you this. Well, that's a good point. That's
I'll
a good
just have the
point.
crackers.
I'll take the chips and the salsa.
What's compliment? I'll just take 2 packs of Captain Wafers, please.
Yeah, right. Hey, I can tell you, my mother though, she told me last night. She said, "Listen," she said, that was great therapy. She said, "I know that was counseling for you, wasn't it?
Oh man,
You still working through those issues?"
Yeah. I love
I said, "Really not. I thought it was actually just that funny. I mean, it needed to be told." Jess said that we need to start doing have a Kenny story a week. If we did that, we'd be here for the next 10 years.
Man, that was if any of them are close to what that one was, they're worth telling.
Oh, I got a lot of stories, and I promise you, some of them are better than that. It's just some of them you can't. Some of you, I guess, you could tell, but a lot of them you can't.
Too good.
Yeah, but yeah, Jessica, she watched it again last night and just sat there and laughed. Saw the show yesterday, and the stories we were telling about my father, Terry, and how all that is actually true. Every bit of it. I mean, a tale-telling festival. Hey, you know what? That'd be good. That'd be good. I tell you what I used to enjoy. I used to enjoy the Catherine, I think it's Catherine Wyndham Tucker or Tucker. Anyway, Connie can probably correct me on that. The one that wrote the 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey, I loved hearing her tell those stories.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, now I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a Jerry Clower fan as well. I love to sit and listen to people like that tell stories that are hilarious. I'm also a Cat Williams fan because he tells pretty good stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've had a chance to see Cat Williams very much, but he is hilarious. So good morning, Susan Prime. Yeah, but a tale-telling festival, that would be good.
Thank you, Sheila. Clobber time tonight, 8-ish.
There you go.
Rob Chop doing his deal.
Yeah. Catherine Tucker Wyndham. There you go. I knew somebody would jump in there and take care of it.
Connie's just a wealth of knowledge. I mean, she has.
She is. I mean, I'm glad she's in here. She keeps us squared away on things that we need to know, such as that. I'm just telling you, that lady was good. I'm sure there's a lot of great people, great storyteller. Connie's a great storyteller. I like sitting around listening to great stories. I'd like to if anybody was around that could tell the Luke McDaniel seeing Bigfoot story, I'd love for that to somebody to come tell that story.
I think my favorite storyteller of all time, and there's a lot of good ones. You've mentioned several here already. My favorite one, and I miss him dearly, was Hayes Martin. I'd heard his stories 1,000 times, and each time
they got funnier.
He was a great storyteller.
He was a great storyteller, and we could tell stories that he told for the next 2 months and not tell them all.
He was a good one.
He was. One of my favorites is where Miss Flossie come out there and put the water hose over in the sheriff's car with him and Scotty asleep in it. And they went to get hot dog buns.
That happened.
Yeah. He come inside and said he didn't know what was wrong. She said, "Well, you supposed to went and got hot dog buns." I said, "Maybe you don't realize where you got to go to get hot dog buns these days." They've been gone for 3 days. Hayes Martin was a great storyteller. Yeah. Tony Burns is actually a pretty good storyteller.
He's a great storyteller.
He is. He does good with that. Ken Tucker was another good storyteller.
I'll tell you something else about T-Bone that a lot of people don't know. And it was back before we had the technology to do it. We just didn't have the foresight to do it. He was an aspiring rapper back in the day.
I do know that.
I'll tell you, on Friday nights, we would, before football games, you would be up there at the field house, the locker room, laying around, waiting for 7 o'clock to get there, 6 o'clock, whatever it was. And we'd been there cutting up in the weight room, laying on sleeping bags or whatnot. And he would start freestyling. And I would give anything to have some of that recording. Yeah.
Mary Chandler, she made a good one. Greer Horton.
Oh, yeah.
Another great storyteller. You get him and Maud going, and I'll tell you right now, it's fixing to be a good time. That may be something to look at down the road.
Yeah. I like that.
I do too.
I could sit there and listen to a good storyteller all day long.
Me too. Yes, Yank lovers can tell a good tale. I'll tell you what else Yank lovers can do. Well, I shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to. We used to go out to Hog Springs to the hunt camp out there. And, of course, the dice would come out, and it wasn't about money. Okay, this was just all friendly thing. But Yank, and I'm convinced these dice were loaded. They had to be, okay? Because before you knew it, you'd be standing there in your boxer shorts. I mean, he took everything. He had it. Now he would eventually give it all back to you.
Yeah.
I do want to make that clear. But as he was doing all this, he was telling stories the whole time. So you got to hear some great stories, but as it was happening, these 7s and these 11s kept coming out of the hole, and you're like, how's this happening? You get the dice and you come out and you crap out or something, and you're like, how's this happening? I mean, yeah, I agree with that, Connie. Yank, he is a great storyteller. I've got to listen to him on several occasions, and that is true. But now, to his credit, he did give all my clothes back, and he didn't take the boxer shorts. Thank God. So, and Dwayne said, Kenny wants to put another liner in. Well, please, for the love of God, go up there and help the man do it. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know if Glenda can handle another, I don't know if she can handle another one of those. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Man.
Yeah. The motorhome. I'll save that one. That's a good one. That's a Scotty Burns story. A Ron Edge story. Winston Lindsay. Uncle Snap. Johnny Grady. D.A. It's one of those stories.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Headed over to Biloxi.
We're going to have a pretty good storyteller in here next week.
Real good storyteller.
Looking forward to that visit.
Only thing you don't want to do with him is let him get on the grill. As you well know.
Yes.
Because whatever comes off of it won't be edible.
It will not be
when
edible.
he gets through with it. Because he's going to tell stories. He's going to forget about what's on the grill, and nothing's going to get turned and things and all that kind of stuff. Aunt B is a good storyteller.
Earl Miller. I agree with Summer.
The great Earl Miller.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, hey, how hard would it be to get Earl to come in here one day?
I think he'd do it.
I think he would,
He's
too.
in the area quite often.
We need to reach out to him.
Yeah, I think he'd do
I
it.
would love for Earl to come sit down and tell us some Earl-isms, as we call them. That's what I call them.
I'm with Connie. That green monkey story, that's one of the best of all time.
Well, sure it is. Sure, and
I don't know that Peter would agree with that, but it was. I don't either. It's one of the greatest stories of all time.
I would love.
I'd put it in the top 3.
Oh, I would too.
Maybe number 1. I mean, it's a great story. That story, and the Wee story about the monkey. Yeah.
How is that the top 3 stories has monkeys involved? Have you? How does that work? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good point.
Hey, Coach Davison, he was a great storyteller. Did you ever get to sit around and listen to Coach Davison talk?
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you something.
I rode the dirt roads with Anthony.
Hey, let me tell you.
Several times.
We would all be piled up down at Marco in Kego, okay? And, it'd be, I don't know, 20, 30 of us, sitting around there in front of Marco and drinking Pepsi and, talking and this kind of thing. And of course, Coach Davison he'd pull up down there in a little, what was it? A little blue, was it a little Datsun, a little Nissan, whatever it was. And he'd pull up down there. Of course, Coach Davison would get out and man, he could tell some stories. He really could. He was good. Real good. Yeah, but that green monkey story, we did try to reach out to Earl, see if we couldn't get Earl to come in here.
Greer was a part of that as well.
Yes, he was. I was just about to mention that. And how about that? Shelly Riley's son-in-law is coming back home from overseas. Be back in the States tomorrow night, back in Bruton Friday.
Glad to have him back.
Well, welcome back home. Oh, it was a milestone. Thanks, Jess. Vernon Baggett could tell some stories. I'll tell you what else he could do. He could swing that board.
He could swing that board. He could swing
I'll tell
it well.
you right now, Joker would put that board on you in a heartbeat.
I'd call him a phenom. I mean, he was...
Oh, man.
He could swing it.
He had worked on that technique. I mean, I'm telling you, he really had. How about Chef Adam right there? Ken Tucker giving CPR to a turkey and got caught by a game warden. Got a ticket for molesting a game bird.
No way.
I mean, if that's true.
No way.
Now, listen, you realize that Ken is not here to defend himself, Chef Adam. But if that's true, I tell you now, Chef Adam's another good storyteller.
Yeah, he is.
He's got that voice for it, too. Kyle Templeton. Well, we'll be wishing Kyle, he's getting home for Memorial Day weekend, so that's good.
That's Roger's son also, correct?
Is it?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Jacob Odom. Congratulations, big man.
That's right.
That's Shannon's son.
That's right.
He's with us.
Congratulations.
Uh-oh. We had the donut cam on.
No, I don't know who this is. Oh,
game changer right here.
Yes, it is.
A game changer
yes,
just showed up.
How about that? Get Aunt B to tell her version of Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, that needs to be late on the late night show.
Oh, she can't tell it on the morning time?
Oh, no.
We have a very special guest coming in right here.
And I think she's bringing snacks. And she is. Every bite, Ken. Every bite. We have snacks, and I think I see some notepads. Yes.
Hey, yes. Come on in.
Well, come on in.
Yeah, we moved.
I'm going to have one.
Yeah, we moved. We decided to come on and have a seat. Thank you.
Need a plate? You've never had one before?
No, the plates are paper towels around here.
Oh, is that it? Pens.
Yeah. So there's you. Now this one you got to kind of speak into because they're kind of directional. Thank you. Good morning, Donna Massel.
Good morning. How are you?
In the driver's seat this morning.
Anybody want a plate?
Did I give you the?
No, I had mine on the way over.
Ken, you want a plate?
Want a plate?
Yes, I'll take a plate. I sure will. Thank you.
Now you got to have donuts, right?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna have one.
Or two.
A dozen glazed.
Every bite, Ken. Every bite.
Everybody. Hey. Well, that's what they said. It's Donna Massel. So we were just talking about how you hadn't been in since one of the very old first shows over at the Ford store.
Yeah, I've been busy. I've been real busy.
Seemed like you, you're always busy. I mean, you got a lot going on always.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's going on in the world of Donna Massel this day and age?
I'm working at, of course, Westgate. Been there and promote Westgate and the Meadows. And right now I am pushing, we have a new, what they call memory care unit. And I've got a room both for y'all reserved.
We're going to need
Alzheimer's. So I'm sure that y'all need that, right?
We're going to need it, yes.
It's a locked unit, is what it is.
Locked unit.
Mm-hmm. It's a locked unit for dementia and Alzheimer's patients. So that's what we are promoting.
I'm loving that.
You like that?
Yes.
That's some good chapstick.
Yep.
Is that so that is to help
them
facilitate,
safe, yeah.
make sure that they don't
Yeah,
harm
when they say a
themselves
locked
or
unit, it means they can't get out.
Sure.
I mean, we can, of course, get in, but they can't get out. And locked means they can't, like, try to wander. You know, you've heard of Alzheimer's patients wandering. It's
Yes.
so they won't be able to wander away.
yes. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it's needed.
I mean, you know, it seemed like a lot of times you turn the news on and you hear about somebody's missing or this and they, you know, well, they've got dementia or they've got this and, you know.
Yeah, they have the Amber Alert for kids, but I think they have the senior. Is it Silver Alert?
Is that what it's called?
For the
I think that's right.
Silver Alert.
Just-
Silver Alert.
There you go. This thing is, you got to get right up on it. So I know you don't like to get close
No,
to
I
the
don't.
things,
I
but
don't like those
it'll
things.
be okay. It's not going to bite you.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a great thing. And this is at Westgate Village.
It's at Westgate, yes.
So is that like a wing by itself?
It is on B wing, which is by the road.
Okay.
And they turned part of that unit into the dementia and Alzheimer's unit.
I got you. Well, it is, you never know. DJ and I may be in that thing before it's over with.
Text me, let me know.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
If you can remember my number.
I got it. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are the donuts?
Great.
They're
They're
great.
soft, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good.
They're good and warm. They
They're-
just brought them out.
They're
We'll have one
fantastic.
more.
Go ahead.
Donna Weaver said she can think of several people that could use a bed there.
Send them on. Nah.
Yeah. Silver Alert. That's right, Don.
Silver
That's what
Alert,
they said.
Silver
Silver Alert.
Yes.
We were talking about a tale telling festival.
I heard that.
Yeah. Who do you know that are great storytellers? I know you know some great storytellers. David Turner would be one of those great storytellers.
Yeah, but you know, do you want it the truth or do you want to lie?
Well,
Because he'll tell you the truth 3 or 4 different ways before he'd lie to you.
yeah, but there's a little bit of both in every real good story, is it
Yeah,
not?
absolutely.
Like,
That's what makes it good.
Like I don't really know if the Ledbetter family was real or if he made all them up. If I'm talking about Jerry Clower, but even if he did, they're still great stories.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So, you know, there's got to be a little bit of both. But David Turner is definitely a great storyteller.
Get Chip over here. Chip can tell you a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
Now, his might be on the latter part of not quite the truth. You agree?
Yes.
I've heard Chip can tell some good stories. That's a fact.
I'll tell you another good one who has passed away. It was Jack Long.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Long told great stories. A lot of them were centered around, you know, his time as a kid growing up and a young man, but they were great. And of course, his delivery was a little different than most. It was just kind of a little more dry, but he would hit it just right. He was an entertaining man. I enjoyed him.
Get Mark over here, Manny.
Is he a good storyteller?
He could tell you some stories too.
My wife wants to know if y'all accept patients for selective memory loss because she claims that I have a lot of that.
No, we do not do that because if they did, I would probably be in there daily.
I mean, listen, I can't help that my short-term memory is fading with age. I mean, it is.
Some of the things you probably did in a younger age.
Well, that probably has a lot to do with it. I wasn't going to mention that, but that probably has a lot to do with it. But the thing is if I don't put it in this phone, I'm going to forget it.
I have a planner. I have to write it all down. And if I don't write it down in that planner, I don't know where I'm supposed to be at.
And see,
I'm probably supposed to be somewhere now, and I just didn't look at it this morning.
The reason, let me tell you why I don't write it down. Because if I write it down, I'm going to forget it. Okay? Because it doesn't
Put it in the
alert me
Oh, you
and
need the
tell me.
alert.
Yes. I put it in there, that thing will go off and it alerts me to, hey, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, you need to be doing this.
It's dummy proof, in other
It's
words.
dummy proof. And
Kinda
I'm
like my car has the sensors when I'm
big
backing up.
dummy.
It's dummy proof.
Yes, there you go. Connie Baggett brought up another one, Patty Mitchell.
Miss
Yeah.
Mitchell was great.
Yeah.
Miss Mitchell always told the story of the red lady at Huntington College. And in Huntington? In Montgomery?
It was either Huntington or Judson. I can't remember.
Huntington.
Yeah.
She went there. If Miss Patty is in, you need to pop in here and tell us, Miss Patty. But she, every year around Halloween, back in those days, the elementary school
See,
had
I went
pods.
to Neil, so I didn't hear all these.
Well, Bruton Elementary School had pods. They didn't have the classrooms. And so everybody would get in the middle of those pods, and she would get up and she would tell those story that she would tell that story of the red lady, and she told it as good as anybody. I mean, I don't know if I've read it in one of those Catherine Tucker Wyndham books, but Miss Patty could tell. You know what? I'm glad somebody mentioned that, because this Halloween I'm going to go down there and I'm going to sit on the porch and we're going to hold court, and I'm going to live stream her telling that story.
That'd be good.
I'm telling you, I'm going to do that Halloween. The night everybody's
You
out.
better put it in your phone. You'll forget.
I will.
Yeah, write it
I
down.
will.
Then you.
Actually, Jessica's watching and she's writing all this down.
Oh, thanks, Jessica.
Yeah,
we know he needs it.
She's the stenographer, if you will. She's, since she has all this time. Huntington, yes. I don't know. A lot of people claim that story to be true about the red lady.
I believe it.
I don't mess with
never heard it.
I believe it.
I don't mess with ghosts at all.
Well, they always say that house over here behind the college was always
The Blackshear house.
Yeah, it was
Tell you
always
something,
haunted.
I don't fool with none of that. I'm gonna be honest. If I woke up in the middle of the night and something was at the end of my bed,
Beside your dog.
floating,
Oh, God, yeah.
let me explain to you what would happen. 30 minutes later, after I had made it to one of the
Exits.
hotels or somewhere, there'd be a moving van pulled up in front of that house, and there'd be a for sale sign in front of it, because I'm not calling a priest. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not calling Ghostbusters. I'm leaving.
It's a way to get him to move.
Yeah, I don't fool with that stuff. Now, to me, I and call me whatever, but I'm telling you right now, I if you can't shoot something or my dog can't bite it, then I'm out. I ain't fooling with it. That some people have their own opinions of that kind of thing, but I'm just telling you, I'm out on that. Oh, Mary Jane Young tells a great story about the Talipo. Have you ever heard that story?
I have not.
Man.
Not sure what the Talipo is.
Well, it's a great story. Talipo is a great story. I wonder, did she pass that story down to Megan Brantley? Does Megan tell that story?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you this: we need to get her in here. We need to get Miss Young to come tell that story. That's a great story. Great story. From there are so many good storytellers. We've talked about a bunch of them this morning. We could have that'd be I guarantee you could round up a festival for that. I'll tell you when would be a good time to do that. Is have that go on during Porch Fest. Kind of mix that in.
Yeah.
And I know I am making things I'm making changes for the chamber.
Chamber board.
Oh, you are? Well, that's even better. We got somebody here who can actually make that decision.
Well,
that would be a great.
I can mention it to the chamber board.
Well, okay. Well, that would be a great. Well, Hal's on there too, right? Okay, well, that's 2 votes.
Your pen's broke. I'll get you another one.
Okay, well, that's 2 votes. So, but you already talked about that. I mean,
Storytelling.
Yeah, like
Porch. At one of the porches.
in one of the porches, have it where different people come up and tell, sit in a rocking chair or whatever, stand up or whatever, and tell tales. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would work.
as big a success as that event was this past year.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Lindsay and I
saying.
participated all afternoon. That was great.
I would think that would be
And we
a.
hope for it to be bigger and better this year.
I may be dreaming this, and I know we're jumping around, but speaking of the Porch Fest, the group that we had set the headline last year bailed on us because they got up with Kid Rock or something as an open act. Are they coming back this year?
Yes, they are. Sweet Tea Trio.
Sweet Tea Trio. So
Yes.
that'll be
We've
awesome.
booked them.
Let me ask you this: have y'all got them locked into a contract, or
They have.
they've been known to run out? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
you can't really blame them when you
I don't know.
coming to Bruton or either.
I'm not mad with
touring
them. No, I'm
Kid
not.
Rock.
I'm not mad with them at all. I'm saying I don't disagree with what they did. I'm just saying, I didn't know if y'all had them locked in.
I don't know if we have them actually what they call locked in, but I know that they have agreed to come.
Well, that's
So they have said they were coming.
Yeah. I mean that what Hal showed me some videos of those girls, and they're good.
Now the girls that came that replaced
They
them,
were great.
well, they were really good
Yes,
too.
they
So
were.
I was
Why don't you have
no
both?
problem. Yeah, no problem with them.
yeah. Southern, what was I? Southern.
I just remember seeing Hal dancing with them or dancing up in front of the stage when they were playing.
What else is new?
Yeah.
Hal been known to cut a rug though.
He was cutting it
Yes.
that night.
I mean, he's
Yes,
been known.
he has.
He's been known to cut a rug. He's not scared to get out and cut a rug. Most places.
Mm-mm.
And now, as stories go, I'm sure you could tell some good stories about running around with Hal Whitman and some of that bunch.
Those need to be just kind of stay locked up.
I'm still trying to. Now I know how I want to say he told me it was a 40 horse. What size motor was on the back of?
150.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how that thing was able to pull two grown men at the same time. Now I know how it pulled Hal. I mean, Hal soaking wet is 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fully dressed.
Right. With cowboy boots on.
Yes.
Okay. But
Weighted cowboy boots.
yeah. But when he was telling us about some of the other people that thing would pull, I was like, y'all must have all got in the front of that
It was
thing.
a 150. He don't know what it was.
Like I thought he had me
I
convinced.
think we've talked about this. Remember the back of the boat? Did I tell you what was in the back of the boat? The deep sea fishing ice box that took up the whole back end of the boat.
That was
Loaded down with,
I thought that was the seat.
it was, but it was also a cooler.
Loaded down with Pepsi products.
No. Water. Straight water.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Old school Coca-Cola. Old school Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had to buy it before Sunday.
Yeah.
Put it to you that way.
Right. I got you.
I like that.
But I tell you what,
Hint, hint.
he,
We had to buy it on Saturday night before Sunday.
yeah, he did make that.
Or go to Florida.
Connie said Hal made some moves at the Temptation show. He did make a few moves.
And it's usually the hands, it's the
I've actually got some
always
video
the
of him
hands.
cutting the rug a little bit.
With the Temptations.
Yeah, at the Temptation show, he was getting with it. But I think y'all need to talk about that. Have a porch where
Telltales.
I think you'd be surprised at how many people would go sit in front of that porch just to hear that. I mean,
I'll mention it at the
I may
next
be
week.
completely wrong about that now. I may be, but I think that would be something that people would enjoy.
I'll mention it at the next chamber meeting.
It's a shame that Jerry Clower and people like that aren't around anymore because, but hey, if you got Earl Miller to come out and
But the thing is, I think about Earl Miller is you're telling stories about him, not him telling stories.
well,
Things that he's done.
but he tells great stories about himself.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he does. I mean, don't you agree, DJ?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his stories are great. So
There's one story about him going to Washington, D.C. like as a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old. That's pretty classic also. That's an amazing story.
One of my other stories that's in the top 3 is the Hayes Martin hitchhiking story from Kego. Now, of course, we can't tell that story on air, but that is a classic. That is one of my top 3 favorite stories from around here of all time.
I don't know that.
I'll tell you that story later. Off the air. Oh, yeah. Jessica just said it. Why don't we get Sean Dietrich to come? And I tell you, the porch to be would be Donnie Fountain's
Yeah, Catherine
porch.
and Donnie's fountain.
Yeah. And let Sean set up and start telling a story. I'm gonna tell you right now,
He could just read his book.
I'd bring my chair and sit right there and not move. Actually, I'd get DJ to bring the golf cart down, and we'd sit on the golf cart and not move. That guy's amazing.
He is so good.
I mean, he really is amazing.
And Thelma Lou now. Have you seen Thelma Lou? The new dog?
I have not.
I haven't seen her in person. I've seen pictures.
I have not.
She's about this big now. I think you got her when she was like tiny.
There's Miss Patty Mitchell. Miss Patty, we want you to come in one morning and tell the Red Lady story, please, because it is one of the best classics of all time. I love that story. Miss Patty tells it great.
We've been threatening to get Sean to come on this show as well.
Well, we need to.
We need to line him. We need to book him in Bruton for an entire 3-day weekend, starting Friday morning on drive time. Have him set up to play all of his instruments somewhere at one of the venues, and then of course have storytelling. Maybe let him paint a couple of pictures. There's nothing he can't do. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He can do it all.
Jessica just brought up a good point. And Sean's coming in the spring for the Arts Council too.
That's when you can book him.
Yeah, the spring. Great. When is Porch Fest?
September.
Okay.
I'm just on my calendar.
Ed Lee McMillan could tell some stories.
Very loudly. He had a good voice.
I can tell you right now, he could tell
Bob could tell some good stories too.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob could tell some good stories. I'm telling you that we'd sit out there and listen to Ed Lee. He'd tell you, he could tell some stories. I mean, that's just that. I'm telling you, I enjoyed. Bruton is made up of so many. This area is made up of so many people that can, and all these stories are true. That's the best part about it.
Part of it is anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the premise of it is.
Yeah, the principle. Yeah.
So
in terms of reading stories, I'm not talking about real life stories that you were communicating to someone else. Reading a story, getting into character. Carolyn Lingle, the best of all time. She's the goat.
No. Betty Campbell.
She's a good one also.
Betty Campbell.
Yes,
Betty
yes,
Campbell.
yes.
Betty Campbell.
Those are two of the greats.
Ellen Craver.
I've never heard Miss. You talking about Ellen Patton?
Ellen Craver, the daughter. Is it Ellen?
Yeah, Ellen. We called her Miss Patton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Miss Patton.
Yeah.
Miss Patton's stories are legendary.
Yep.
So are her sayings.
Yes. They were.
Yeah.
He might, Bryce. He might. Michael Egerton's a good storyteller.
Oh, yes, he is. Doug can tell a story or two. Look at that. Sherry Weaver. A lot of them have chronic fictitious disorder.
Most good storytellers
I think we all
do.
settle from that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of happens.
Like Florida Georgia line wanting their picture made with me,
Hey,
right?
so let's change gears for a second. I know that what happened there is you and Randy are sitting there.
No,
eating.
it wasn't even Randy. Randy wasn't with me.
Okay. Well, then you're in there by yourself.
It was my mom,
Okay.
Pat Peace, and Pat Peace's sister Diane.
Okay. So you ladies are sitting there eating, and the guys from Florida Georgia line says, "Hey, there's Donna Mansell. Let's go over there and take our picture with her and get her autograph." I know that's how it happened.
No.
Yes, it is.
Actually, I'm sitting there and I look around. You know, when you sit down at a restaurant, you kind of look around to see what's going on. And I'm taking Snapchats of the bay, and there's Frank's boat sitting out there. And I look, and they're like sitting like right over there where that door is. And I kept looking. I took a picture. I sent it to Cheyenne, as a matter of fact. I said, "Is this the Florida Georgia line?"
Cheyenne. You know Chevian?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know. We don't know who Cheyenne is. We know who Chevian is.
Chevian.
Yes.
Anyway, I sent a picture to her, and I said, "Is this the Florida Georgia line, guys?" And she didn't answer my snap immediately, so I sent her a text, and I said, "Open your snap. You got to see this." She did, and she sent me one back immediately with her eyes this big around and going, "Oh, where are you?"
And they were at Beauchamp's.
They were at Beauchamp. And I waited until they got finished eating. I told the waitress it was waiting on them, and I said, "Come here, I need to ask you, is this who I think it is?" And she said, "Yeah, it is. It's Florida Georgia line." And I said, "Oh, God, will you tell them I'm a fan?" And she said, "Sure." She did. I left them alone. I didn't say anything to them, but when they got ready to leave, I asked the girl, I said, "Are they fixing to leave?" And she said, "Yes, they're paying." So I got up as they were standing up from their table and walked over and spoke to them and asked them, "Do you mind having your picture made?" And he said, "No, not at all." And I was just going to do a little selfie.
Did you notice that they ate every bite of their entree?
Winning.
Every bite. Every last
They were
bite.
sitting with Kenny James, they did.
I mean, listen.
Y'all are horrible.
My question is this: did you pay it forward and take care of their meal for them?
No, they had already paid for theirs. Doggone it. They should have paid for mine.
Listen, see, here's the thing: if you saw
I did
them over
ask the waitress if they tipped good, and she said yes.
well, you could have tipped good. I mean, but what I'm saying is, I'd have loved to have seen the look on Randy Mansell's face when you went home and said, "By the way, I bought Florida Georgia Line's supper at Beauchamp's, and it was a pretty sizable ticket."
There was 6 of them eating, I think.
I'm sure it was pretty sizable then. Yeah. What kind of reaction would Randy have given you?
You did what? Why?
all Randy would have been thinking is, let's see, okay, I'm gonna have to go.
Cut some more yards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work this much more, and I'm gonna have to go cut. I'm gonna have to add 3 or 4 or 5 and make that up. So yeah. Well, that'd be okay.
They were nice, though. They were very nice. I mean, they could have easily said, no, stay away from us.
I'm like Raj. You didn't take the opportunity to plug the Porch Fest and see if they had any interest?
I was just kind of Mama, because Mother was like, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out when I get there. Mama said, you're not going to go speak to them. And I said, oh, yes, I am. I'm this close. I'm going to go speak to these people.
I can't lie to you. I don't know a single song they sing.
Up, down?
I mean,
meant to be?
I don't listen. Cruise? I don't listen to, I guess you would call that new country music. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't listen to that music because to me, it is sacrilege.
Country music has changed a lot.
Yes. To me, it is sacrilege to listen to what they call country to know what real country music is. Real country music is not what they have today.
No.
Okay.
But Randy did send me a text because I sent him a text. I said, Florida Georgia Line is eating at Beauchamp's. And he said, oh my God, are you bothering them? And I said, no, I'm being nice for right now. And he said, now, if it was your man, talking about Keith Urban, because Keith Urban is like, I love Keith Urban.
I do like Keith Urban because he
got his start in Destin.
Well, right. And he is a guitar player. Mm-hmm. And so I can appreciate what he does because he is a very accomplished guitar player.
Yes.
So I can appreciate that. But I'm just not, I mean, this new country music is just not my thing.
Well, he said, if it was him, would you be being nice? And I said, no, I would not. I would have to be right over there.
You'd been sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah, he and Nicole are doing okay.
Yeah, I think they're doing fine.
They wouldn't need my help paying for their meal.
We did see one weekend.
Still on the water?
Yes.
Walked in Pandora Steakhouse on 38 down there, and Faith Hill and Tim McGraw were getting up, and they were actually leaving. And
did they want their picture made with you?
No, but I can tell you this. I told my wife, I said, there's a few times in this world you'll ever hear me say this, but she don't need to even look and act like she wants me to talk to her, because I'm going to go over and dust old Tim to the side, and I'm going to put a little of that.
Have you seen Tim? He works out.
I have not.
He's not this big around. He's tiny.
And don't care. I mean, he's not part of that equation for me, okay? When I saw that video that she did where she was rolling around on that bed singing, I don't even know what song it was.
Oh, yeah.
Something about breathing or something or another. All I can tell you is that's all I needed to see at that point in time. To me, she is she's just that's a beautiful woman right there. And a beautiful voice on top of it. But get back, I just don't think this new country is new country. I mean, it's just not country music.
Changed.
It's not.
Everything changes.
It's not Hank Jr. It's not Travis Tritt. It's not Alan Jackson.
Nashville Brass.
It's not the Nashville Brass. It's
Nashville.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's just not any of that. I mean, it's all like produced, cookie cutter, like
it's borderline rock. It's the rock of the 70s. Almost a little bit,
but you can't lump that music in with like Leonard Skinner and Marshall Tucker and Loverboy and all. You can't lump that music in with that. I mean, that this stuff today sounds like something they went in with a bunch of keyboards and like put the guitar parts down, put the drum parts down, all this kind of stuff, and they have people come in and sing, and it's just. I mean, look, maybe I'm being overcritical. I'm just not into it. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people that are. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't get into that type of music. Now, if you want to put on some old Merle Haggard or George Jones or Conway Twitty.
Hank Lachlan.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you see that video of him and Hanky?
I did.
Him and Hank Adam.
Yeah, I shared it.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I remember seeing that way back, but I hadn't seen that video in a while. A lot of people, I had the privilege of going over and sitting around with Hank Adam and Mr. Hank many, many, many nights and playing guitar and singing and all this kind of thing. Hank Adam can sing. A lot of people don't know that, but Hank Adam can sing.
We went, what is that place down in Shamuckla where they used to have like the supper?
Oh,
night?
the opera, what was it called? Something Opry.
Yeah, we went down there when it was Hank's birthday or
Have a
something.
good morning,
other.
Shelley.
We went down there for that, and it was really good.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
What was it? The Little Opry?
something Opry.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was either. Like I don't understand that's real country music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real country.
That's stuff.
Old country.
Old country music. The Farmer's Opry. There you go.
Farmer's Opry. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you there, Darren. The Farmer's Opry. That was it. That was actually, I saw John Conley down there. Yes.
Really?
I love me some John Conley. Daggum. Put on some rose-colored glasses. I'm going to find me a jug somewhere of Pepsi, obviously. But,
jug of water. He's going to take water.
Yeah. Oh, T-Bone wants Steve Jennings on the show.
Yeah, Tony enjoys Steve.
I've heard Steve tell a story or two that was pretty good.
Yeah, he has his moments.
Yeah, he does.
You can probably get Terry Clark.
Yeah, that's another good one. Well, look, thank you for the donuts.
You're welcome.
We're gonna
And the swag.
and the swag. Yeah. I know
Anytime.
it's just before you know
I gave him a bad pen.
You look up and it's 9:15 and like it's time to go.
Oh.
So, it's time passes when you're having so much fun. I mean, it just does. Let me see here. Let me find something what's something that'll make everybody's day, DJ? That would be good. Let's see. Find something that would, that's probably not.
Georgia line, man. You don't even have any.
I don't have any of that. I can tell you.
Got any Florida Georgia line?
No, that's what he said.
I don't, but I'll tell you what I do have. We could go sailing.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Take us on out, DJ.
Love the cruise. We appreciate all of you being with us this morning on Drive Time. I appreciate Donna Mansell, a friend of ours, for stopping in, a friend of this community.
Yes.
Thank you for the snacks. Thank you for the swag. We'll put it to good use. Hope all of you have a great hump day, best day of your life. And make sure y'all in here with us tomorrow morning. But don't forget, Clobber and Rob on tonight at 8-ish. Going to catch that, his premiere show, I believe. Isn't that right,
It is, that's right.
Looking forward
tonight,
to that.
live from Studio B.
He's going to be in Studio B. Great.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you catch that 8-ish. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all.
Let it flow.
Thank you for tuning in to Drive Time, live from the Peach Pit in historic Bruton, Alabama. Remember to tune in every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m.-ish. Remember to like and share the Drive Time videos, as the more you like and share, the more chances you have to win.